As we continue to celebrate Black History Month, we're taking a closer look at the vital role of Black women in the history of Chicago's North Shore. WGN's Lauren Jickets explores how their work is being recognized and preserved.
It's unlikely Walt Whitman ever saw this photo, but his words, "I contain multitudes," describes the complexity and richness of these lives.
Each face has a story. Each person had a family.
Shorefront Legacy Center founder Dino Robinson found this photo tossed away in an alley. Ebenezer Baptist Church, Evanston's first Black church.
So many of these people were working in homes, were raising their families, were navigating redlining and the inequities that were faced, and they had faith. Each person made a difference.
Shorefront was founded to do this work, highlighting Black history on the North Shore, collecting, preserving, and educating. So many of these women worked before dawn and well into the evening as domestic workers along the affluent North Shore. And Larice Bell, now the executive director of Shorefront, has spent her time uncovering these stories, one face at a time.
They didn't have that moment having their praises sung. So we don't want more time to pass before the recognition, happens.
Her friend, the late historian Dora D. Johnson, set out to do this research for her master's.
It was something that she knew we should be proud of. And so she took copious notes. This was all for her master's, Big Mama and them. The idea that all these people migrated up north hoping for a better life.
Larice then took on the work with Alex Keith and Rebecca Ruacabocosa, finding at times it was difficult for women to talk about the domestic work they did.
It's amazing work, right? But given an opportunity to do other things, how many people would still necessarily do this work that in many ways was emotionally taxing, physically taxing? It is tough to tell those stories. It is tough to tell those stories because in many ways, much of those stories came out of slavery.
But the praises are now being sung for work that helped build the fabric of so many lives, both Black and white, from Evanston to Lake Forest, and the sacrifices that were made.
Yes, there are plenty of people who work hard, plenty of people who work long hours, but they also probably were paid more. They were given the ability to go to church on a Sunday. They were able to see their kids play sports. They were able to march for civil rights. That often wasn't the case. And it didn't mean that that wasn't the desire.
The work often started before their teenage years, some as unpaid indentured servants, others making as low as $2.75 a week at the turn of the century, while working 15 hours a day. Edna Summers was just 9 years old when she started working in a North Shore household, later becoming a college graduate, but those early days never left her.
She then became a council member in the 5th Ward, making changes, fighting for education.
The days were long, with a commute that often involved missing bedtimes with her own children.
Kenilworth was a sundown town. Other areas along the North Shore might not have been formally sundown towns, and by sundown town that meant that you had to be out by sundown if you were Black. You could not even travel through the community. So if you get off of work after sundown, rather than being able to take a direct route, you would have to zigzag around and it could take you an extra hour or two.
Caring and raising children, cleaning and cooking at work and at home. And in those precious moments they were home, they built their own communities. Shorefront works out of the Lula B. Sherman United Methodist Church, founded over 100 years ago by a domestic worker who saw the need for a gathering place for her neighbors.
Domestic workers, care workers could not go to church, their own churches on a Sunday, because they were working for the families that they worked for along the North Shore, and they were at their homes on Sundays. So Lula B. Sherman, as a hero to workers, had a place for people to come to church and worship on Wednesdays or Thursdays.
And there's so much hope, too. There are 2 Rosetta Bradford's hats. She was a top fundraiser for the NAACP. And dreams realized. Eleanor Roberts dreamt of singing arias, this dress, these shoes, and most important, this album, a reflection of her dedication and determination.
This is not a dream deferred. And it makes me so happy every time I can look at it, to see who we are, where we've been, and what we know.
The late President Jimmy Carter's nanny, Lucille Reese Hill, lived here in Evanston in her later years. One of 13 children, she started working for the Carter family at the age of 19.
He spoke about how Black women were the most important part of his childhood and in raising him. So the recognition is there.
And that's the goal here. Clarice and her team urgently pore over notes, date books, photos, census reports, and interviews to record the histories of these faces and honor their role in shaping the lives of so many generations.
The need to recognize what Black women have done, what Black men have done, how we have supported the culture, the economy, how we have shared our love in places where it wasn't often shared back is really key and important to the work we're doing, and it's ongoing.
Lauren Jiggets, WGN News.